Welcome to Links 007 TV. Let's talk. This story I want to talk about right now is one that have left me shocked personally, and one that really needs to be investigated after a man was jailed for 40 years. He's now deceased though anyway, after he passed away just this week. He spent 40 years behind bars without getting a chance at a trial. We're going to discuss all of that on the program. This is the Links 007 TV. Let's talk. And we're about to share a shocking story with you. We'll be right back after this break. Noel Chambers, that's the story we want to talk about today after a man was jailed from 1980 until 2020 when he passed away after it was believed that he had committed a crime and he was incarcerated from then. He was not given a trial and he was held in the most deplorable conditions in our justice system based on pictures that have surfaced online which show the remains of this individual. And I must say that these pictures are very alarming, and it just goes to show you that this individual was not getting the proper care that an individual should be getting while incarcerated. It is said that he received the most derogatory treatment that anyone could have ever got based on the pictures that we have seen. And I'm telling you, this man was suffering from a high level of malnutrition. It's like you could just see the bones within this man. These pictures are very graphic, and I would like to share them with you, the viewers. However, based on the regulations of YouTube, I cannot share these pictures with you. So right now, a massive investigation is on the way in order to ascertain how could this have happened to our local justice system. And the man goes by the name Noel Chambers, and we're about now to discuss his story right here on Links 007 TV after this has left the country in shock. And also the local police authorities are investigating the matter. Let's go right over now to this story and let's just discuss this here on Links 007 TV. Let's talk. So when Mr. Noel Chambers went through the gates of this adult correctional facility, he thought his stay might have been short. However, that was not to be. So Jamaicans have reacted to this news based on a mixture of dismay and horror at the recent death of an 81-year-old inmate who served 40 years in prison without being tried or convicted of the offense he was initially locked up for. Noel Chambers, who had been incarcerated at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Facility since February 1980, passed away this year. The case was brought to media attention just Wednesday of this week by the Independent Commissioner of Investigation, which said that the death of Chambers has opened up a wider probe into the condition and procedures of the island's prisons. So just this week, a number of photos surfaced on Twitter that showed a man. His body had insect bites all over it, and he was 81 years old. And based on the state of his body, it is very evident that he was malnourished and mistreated while incarcerated, even though the official have stated that the cause of death was established as kidney related issues. One user reacted to the man that was completely skeleton. Justice wicked, another said. Is that a real man? Those are just some of the posts that were made online when the picture surfaced of this individual. Former spokesperson and founding member of the Jamaican for Justice, Susan Goff, reacted by tweeting, "His condition at the time of his passing indicate that he had been kept in the most inhumane and horrific condition. What now, Jamaica? She states. A report published on INDECOM website said that Chambers' medical records showed that on November 4, 2019, he was examined because he was not eating well, had poor vision and flu-like symptoms. He was admitted to the Kingston Public Hospital between November 21 and November 28, 2019. The report continued. There is a referral on file from the Toa Street Adult Correctional Center for KPH dated December 15, 2019, having shown a history of hypertension, diabetes, and cholesterol. However, there is no evidence on file that he was taken to KPH on the night of his passing. He was found unresponsive by a medical orderly, then taken to the KPH and thereafter was pronounced dead. The cause of his death given at the postmortem examination revealed that he suffered a severe and sudden kidney infection. At the time of his passing, he was in a deplorable physical condition. His clothing was dirty and his body showed evidence of chronic illness. He was also covered in what appears to be bites of bugs, and he showed signs of his bed sore deteriorating right across his body. The report said that on January 27, 2020, the Commission commenced an investigation into the death of Mr. Chambers. He was being held at the Governor General's pleasure, deemed unfit to plead to charge of murder, and that would have taken place back in 1980. Therefore, he was being held in custody without convicted for an offence, INDECOM noted. The report also concluded that the overall lack of timely and adequate medical attention highlights serious breaches of the institutional rights and the Criminal Justice Administration Act and the correctional rules. Following the death of Mr. Chambers, the Commission initiated a wider inquiry into the condition under which persons unfit to plea are being held at the correctional institution and procedures afforded to them whilst held in the pleasure of the courts. An inmate is detained at the pleasure of Her Majesty or the pleasure of the Governor General's pleasure court in a case where children are found guilty of a capital offense, persons are unfit to plead by the court, or persons found by the court to be guilty of an offense. So if you're suffering from a mental disorder, then you will be placed in these facilities without getting a chance to plead. So the situation is further complicated by the uncertainty as to whether Mr. Chambers had ever been convicted of any offense. The report speaks to how confusion at the Department and the Correctional Services regarding how Mr. Chambers was convicted, whether or not he had any real proof that he had actually committed an offense. The Commissioner of Correction in the report also stated that Noel Chambers was tried convicted in the Home Circuit Court on February 4th, 1980 for an offense of murder. He was deemed unfit to plead and was held at the Governor General's pleasure. However, the Commission argued that Chambers could not have been unfit to plead and convicted. This commitment document by the Home Circuit Court has word guilty struck out and placed unfit to plead according to INDECOM. So how is that possible? So he was unfit to plead and yet still he was found guilty. So this investigation has been launched now into this, and it has been stated that a massive investigation is currently underway either to ascertain how could this have happened. But despite what is being said right now, it's just so sad that this individual was locked up, spent so many years behind bars, and he was not given really a fair trial. Whether he was guilty of the offense he had committed back in 1980, it's still unclear. However, what is very clear is that he was being held in the most deplorable condition at that justice facility, and it has just gone to show you right now how the medical and also the healthcare of individuals are being treated at the most deplorable state behind bars. And this is one that really needs to be looked into based on these new developments that have come out of this case. I've looked at those pictures myself and I'm telling you, it's not a good sight. This individual must have been not been getting any food or something. His body was just lacking so many necessities based on what you can gather from the pictures. And he was incarcerated for so many years without getting a proper trial. So we here are just going to keep you up to date with this story as this investigation is on the way. But as it stands right now, the independent commissioner of investigation is currently on the case, and they're doing all they can just in order to ascertain what might have led to him not being getting a trial date, or what might have led to him being incarcerated even in the first place based on the new development. We'll keep you up to date with this one. Links of 7 TV signing out for now. Bless.